All right, now let's look at doing a half step bend. Same 3-finger bend, same idea, but we're going to go up just a half step. This was actually a little harder to do because it's easy to overbend the string. And we'll try it up here again as well. And then we'll try hitting the note, making the bend, and then checking it with the slide. Another idea that we'll do sometimes is bend a whole step and followed by a half step. That's a real common lick, kind of an Albert King style lick. We're bending up a whole step first. That's the sound of what we're doing. So we're bending up a whole step and then bringing it down to the half step bend. So it's we're bending up a whole step, then letting it come down to where it's just a half step now. That's a common idea that we'll see. Now let's look at the first finger bends. There's a couple of different places we might use these. One is like at the end of a lick, we'll pull up a half step a lot of times when we want to resolve to like the 1 chord. This note resolves up here, which is the third of the chord. Of the third of the 1 chord, G7. And so that lick, we pulled it up a half step. So we've got, the way I make a bend on the first finger like that, is, on the third string anyway, is I'll just put my finger right next to the fret and then kind of let go with my other fingers so I can pull my entire hand down. Keep my thumb up at the top, not as much as I did before, but I'm pivoting off of my thumb. And this part of my first finger here, or this part of my hand, that little joint, is going to sit right up underneath that fret, that third fret. So it touches, giving me kind of a pivot point for my hand, like this. And this is what I'm actually doing to make the bend. I'm just moving my hand like that, pivoting. You can see how that's used with that other third finger bend quite a lot. Okay, another place we might use that is doing a bend like so we might come off of a third finger bend into a first finger bend, whole step. Even with a light gauge set of strings, that can be kind of a difficult bend. If you find it's too hard to do with one finger, just add your second finger. You can get it like that. But the technique for it is similar to what we did with the third string, but instead of pulling our hand down, we're going to push our hand the other direction. So it's a lot like the third finger bend now, because we're pushing the fingers toward the thumb. And I'm hanging my thumb over more than I was. So the technique is quite a bit different. This is a lot more like the third finger idea, except just with 1 or 2 fingers.